Now, guys, we've been following this situation with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we've talked about it with regards to the issue that occurred at Kenya's Moore's launch event. And you guys know she's had quite a few. So, not to rehash old information, but we're getting some updates as far as what originally happened, and some things have been confirmed. Now, for those of you who have not watched and maybe you just sleep under a rock, Kenyamoore had a relaunch event at her salon, and some things kicked off with her and newbie Brittany Eady. If I hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly. So, y'all, let's get into the update.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
And guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also make sure you enable your bell notifications so you do not miss out on the video or when we go live. Now, if you guys have been following this in detail, you know there's been now a lot of going back and forth. People saying this happened, and then the other person is saying this happened, and then frankly, others just denying it altogether when we know this is not a hoax and that this really happened. I mean, it's not like one or two people that's saying this happened, that it happened. It is a bunch. So we know that this in fact happened. But let's get into some of the things that has been stated or posted by the individuals that were involved. Now, let me just answer a quick question. I don't even know if this is a question. You guys have been in the comments and you keep saying Brittany was there. So let me kind of clear up some misconception or misunderstanding. The information that I received, and this is exactly what I received, that she was not there during this event. I'm sorry, during the time in which Kenya showed the pictures. Now, I've been told, and apparently a lot of other people were told, that she wasn't there. Not meaning that she wasn't there, but she wasn't there at that time. That is what I've been told. Now, you guys are, in the comments saying, you saw the picture that is now circulating that she was there. Listen, I wasn't in the inside, so I can't tell you exactly what happened, but apparently, where you got the video from, they were outside. So I don't understand how somebody outside will be able to tell you what happened inside. The people that I got my information from were actually inside. So I guess we'll just have to, wait till it come out, because again, everybody I've spoken to have pretty much said the same thing. Her being outside, I guess the people inside wouldn't see her if she was outside. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see about that little piece of information. What I would like to get into first is, obviously this happened. We had not really heard anything from Brittany. And then obviously she came out recently and made a statement. So it kind of confirmed everything that everybody had been talking about. And then again, let's get back to was she actually there when it happened? She didn't necessarily have to be there for people to actually reach out to her. I mean, did you guys think that perhaps this would be shown and nobody would contact her? So I don't know, with her acknowledging it, is saying that she was actually there. So we don't really know if she was there unless you were actually there. So let's kind of get into what she stated, guys, because it's not looking good for Kenya. And we don't even know if she's going to file charges, because again, I did a video yesterday and I showed you guys that this is actually a crime. So it's going to really depend on how she's feeling about this situation and if she wants to press charges, because frankly, let's just keep it a buck. If it was Kenya, she would definitely be pressing charges. Just like when her and Porsha got into that fight, she pressed charges on Porsha. So let's get into what Brittany had to say. Now, this is a statement that Britt released, I want to say maybe on her I think it was on her Instagram, but it was in her story. So it's probably not there anymore. So she is citing the Georgia law that governs Revenge P. So this is what she said. In Georgia, the distribution of sexually explicit images without the consent of the person depicted is considered a criminal offense. I talked about this already, 2 days ago. Under Georgia law, the offense of unlawful disclosure of intimate images, also known as Revenge P, is covered under, and she gives the law statute. She said this law makes it illegal to distribute sexually explicit images or videos of another person without their consent and with the intent to harm, harass, intimidate, or coerce the person depicted. Violating Georgia's revenge porn law is a misdemeanor punishable by a fine of up to $1,000, imprisonment for 1 year or both. Subsequent offenses are considered felonies, carrying more severe penalties. Now, why would Britt come out and basically say this was a illegal crime? Should kind of tell y'all she's probably going to file charges against Kenya. And in all honesty, with everything that has happened since it has happened, I mean, and with Kenya coming out and releasing these statements, I don't know. If I was Brittany, I may have to call the popo on that hoe. And let me just tell you why. If somebody did this to Kenya, she would be the first one to call the police, like she called them on Porsha. And hey, it's just not right. And Britt also said, she said, it's never a good feeling being targeted or hazed by someone I thought would embrace me into a new circle that I never met. For the record, I've never once had possession of any weapons or threatened anyone ever. I've never even been to jail in a fight or even had as much as a speeding ticket. That's not in my character. I'm hurt by the narrative that's being displayed. Wrong is wrong. So pretty much what she's saying is, not only did you display these inappropriate pictures of me, which is a crime, you painted a false narrative. Because if you guys know, what was being stated is that she threatened her. She threatened Kenya. This was the lie that was being portrayed, and it had to be cleaned up. So not only did you humiliate her, you tried to assassinate her character. Now, what we received from Kenya was the exact opposite. She did not take accountability for anything. This is definitely the same Kenya that we know, no accountability Kenya. But I will tell you this. If I had broken a crime and knew that somebody could have me arrested, one thing Lakeisha gonna do is apologize, because I'm not going to nobody jail. So this is what Kenya had to say, y'all. Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. The truth always comes to light. What truth? We already know the truth of why you did it. Because we are confused, ma'am. Make it make sense. Do you take accountability for anything? Not only did Kenya deny it, she doubled down, which is really bad, y'all. And let me just tell you why. Because, listen, at this event, they actually had a guest list. The police can pull the guest list. All of those people now are witnesses. So for her to sit here and deny it, I would have just said nothing. But to double down is basically to be playing in Britt's face like, yep, I did it, so what? So it's just like, wow, that's real ugly. So Kenyamoore denies the Revenge P allegations, and she says, I have never distributed private images of footage of anyone. She says, I would never engage in Revenge P. I have never distributed private images or footage of anyone, nor solicited images owned by others to use to threaten or blackmail. I have always been vindicated. I can't talk about story even with people planning fake news. Sweet 16. Again, like if this was me and this was her response, I would hightail it right down to the damn police department, because this is saying that you don't take responsibility to the fact that you are willing to continue to play in people's face. And this is a serious allegation. This is a very serious allegation, but she wants to paint a narrative that maybe perhaps it's fake and perhaps they're just doing this for the show. Now, have you ever heard of a network saying that somebody committed a crime? This is way too far-fetched, but this is what Kenya does. I'm not surprised, because I've been saying for years, like, Kenya needs to stop. Frankly, I don't know why the people who are in the comments saying that they are surprised. I mean, I have never thought that Kenya was a nice person. As a matter of fact, she's a very mean person. There's nothing nice about this lady. We've heard her call people the whore word, every nasty, dirty word. It has definitely come out of Kenya's mouth. So when we're talking about revenge, hasn't she like slut shamed pretty much everybody except for what, Candy? And she probably said something about her. So I'm not surprised. This does not strike me as something that Kenya would not do. And some of you guys are saying she has a daughter. Well, she been had a daughter, and she's been, slut shaming them for a minute now. So I'm not surprised by this. I definitely believe that she did it. She's not that popular that people would want to just make up stuff on her. It just doesn't make any sense. But the bad part about it is she's not even taking this seriously. Her fake statement that's saying she would never blackmail. Well, nobody said you blackmailed anybody. And then she says she would never distributed private images. So maybe she doesn't call them private. I don't know what she's using to conjure up this dumb statement that she did, because everybody knows she did it. So it's kind of like you walking around with egg on your face and you looking kind of stupid. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Now, guys, before I wrap this video, I was able to find some information here while I was actually in the midst of doing this video. And because I want to bring clarity to this situation, because one part of this has been blown up so big that it's not even that serious, about whether or not Brittany was at the actual event. And again, this is what people are saying. They said she left the event. So when people were saying she wasn't there, that is what they meant, that she wasn't there during the time that this, I'm going to show her doing whatever she's doing with her mouth. Whatever was shown, that explicit picture, they're saying she was not there. So I just want to touch back on that, because that has been like, people have been talking more about that than anything. The fact of the matter is, Kenya showed a sexual explicit picture, and the fact that if she was there or not didn't even matter. It still was a crime. So just wanted to bring your attention to that for a moment, because I was able to find something on that, and I believe it was from the Neighborhood Talk. So again, she wasn't there, allegedly during the revealing of the actual picture. And as always, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. And make sure you also enable your bell notification so you do not miss out on a video or when I go live.